share in the profit with you. So, or share in the savings. So if you save $100 million gross, we'll take 10% of that, which means you saved $90 million. And that $10 million is not a cost, it's an investment. So I think taking an approach that allows you to be flexible in your pricing based on what the customer needs, demands, or expectations are can help reduce the barrier to entry. As far as the product itself goes, it has to be priced in a way that reduces or minimizes the risk to the customer. Because one of the things that you have to do is make sure that you set realistic expectations and goals. And there are people that I've seen who presented the Aspen software in a model and method where they say a world where machines don't break down. And personally, I feel that that's unrealistic. Machines will break down. There's things that will happen that there's just no way we could predict them. And I have thousands of instances where that has occurred. They literally broke down. There could be human intervention where someone made a decision that impacted the performance of the asset. And when that happens, if we set the expectation that our system will prevent you from the machine breaking down, we perhaps have set a false expectation for the customer. And I think that's the challenge.
Can I just ask then on the different pricing models, so are you seeing both those things being trialed? And is there any difference in terms of the companies, in terms of their approach? So AspenTech doing something, Aviva doing something else, GE doing something else?
Actually, it's really weird because one of the things that we see is there's, software always has two models, two components to the pricing. One is the software and one is a service that's required to implement it. So, and what we do see the product going to is a hosted model, because oftentimes the cost to, for example, acquire the hardware necessary to run a very, very large multi-billion, or trillion or petabyte data, zettabyte data model, it's going to cost you probably $750,000 to $800,000 or $1 million or more to buy the hardware. However, that railroad example that I gave you, for the first 3 years, we managed it, first 2 years, we managed it on an Amazon server. So their annualized costs were roughly $100,000. So we do think that there is going to be a model coming in whereby it is a hosted solution.
So more a SaaS model than a license model.
Exactly. In fact, for 4Atmos, surprisingly enough, as we've dealt with customers, we've had probably, in fact, our last 3 customers that we've acquired, we thought we were going in to help them implement the software within their own organization, only to find out that they contracted us to be a SaaS model. So we actually acquired the license on behalf of the customer and charged them a fixed annual fee by asset to provide expert or special master services as under a SaaS model hosted.
Can I
so
just
we
check,
see the hosting model going out. Mm-hmm.
Can I just check how much more time you have?
I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
Good.
So at the moment, it seems to us, as best we can gauge it, it's very early days in terms of selling in MTEL or selling in any kind of APM solution. And I guess one of my concerns is it's a bit of a land grab because the proposition is reasonably compelling, and therefore, if you can get it in, then there's a chance that you will be in for a long period of time. Are you seeing that kind of dynamic? So, basically the focus is very much on signing up new customers rather than signing them up on a value equation that is kind of proportionate to the value that's being delivered?
Good question. That's a really good point. So I think one of the things that the precedent was set by the GE Smart Signal prior to their whole divestment of the technology. GE Smart Signal probably 10 years ago owned maybe 30% of the market. And one of the things GE Smart Signal was really good at was pricing high